What is up, guys? It's your boy MB3 Upper here. Man, I haven't done that intro in so long. And today, I'm going to be rating every single skill Kazuma Satou has used in the anime and light novel. When rating these skills, I'll rate on how useful the skill is for Kazuma in the series. And I'll also give a rating on how good it would be using it in real life.
Ah, damn!
Also, I won't be counting things that require an item to use a skill, or someone that is needed for a skill. Like for example, that one buff that Aqua gives Kazuma to mimic voices, or when Kazuma uses Vanir's mask. Unfortunately, there will be spoilers for people who haven't read the light novel, and I literally spoiled myself knowing about some of these skills, so yeah, here we go.
I tried real hard to get turned on by you, but nope, I couldn't do it. I did try though.
To start off, we have Steel! Come on, this is Kazuma's iconic move. This skill really relies on luck, but the fact that Kazuma's luck is so high, it goes in his favor. Like, really goes in his favor. The way Kazuma uses it would for sure be a 10 out of 10, but when it comes to IRL, it honestly depends on how lucky you are. Like, you might just have the worst luck when having this skill, and you might just steal the wrong thing. So it's generally 50-50. So I would just say 6.5 out of 10. The skill Bind summons a rope to tie an enemy, but it also relies on luck. Kazuma uses this multiple times to stun enemies. I would say this skill for Kazuma is very useful in combat for him, so I'll give it like a 7.5/10. For IRL, I don't know how someone would use this unless you're some CIA or just want to troll someone. So 5 out of 10. Disarm trap and trap detection is nothing too crazy, but it's just another skill that goes off luck again and agility. Pretty good in Kazuma's favor when going through dungeons, 6.5 out of 10. IRL, there's like almost no use in having this skill, so 1.5 out of 10. Enemy detection is good for Kazuma when he's trying to go for stealth moments or, like I said, dungeons. Can't scale how far the skill itself would detect from, but I would give this a 6 out of 10 for Kazuma. IRL, this has absolutely no use at all. Like, unless you have enemies, this skill is straight bunions with funyuns. So this gets a 1 out of 10.
Lurk?
Where'd you go, Kazuma?
Lurk is very good for sneak attacks or running away, and Kazuma uses it very well, especially when Aqua is around. I would give this skill a 9 out of 10 if it were to completely make him invisible, but it doesn't. And it's only used when it's in the dark, so it has its limits, so a 7 out of 10. IRL, this low-key some trash, because unless you're becoming a criminal, I see no use of just hiding in the dark for something. I mean, if you guys have ideas, I would like to hear from the comment section of what you would do for any of these skills listed. Currently has a skill called Flee, like literally anyone can do this skill. I'm just going to give a 1 out of 10 for both Kazuma and for IRL usage. He also has a skill where he's proficient in using one-handed swords. There's really not much to say for that, 5 out of 10 for Kazuma, but for IRL usage, this honestly depends if you're doing any sports that has you using a sword, like fencing or kendo. If you're not doing anything like that, then it would be like a 1 out of 10. But if you are, it's 7 out of 10. Tinder for Kazuma is surprisingly good. He would do things you could actually do IRL, like lighting campfires, burning ropes, or to boil water to make coffee. I would say 7 out of 10 for Kazuma and for IRL usage. I seen him use Create Earth and Wind Breathe as a combo in the 3rd season against the guards. It seems pretty useful. I know he uses Wind Breathe to do other things, so I would just give Wind Breathe a 7 out of 10 for Kazuma, because its intended purpose is to deflect projectiles, and for IRL usage, probably like a 4 out of 10, because I don't really see that many points of using it unless you are trying to just aura farm. The opposite would be for Create Earth, because I didn't know it can help with guarding. So if you know how to make a whole farm with this ability, it would be so goated. So 7.5 out of 10 for Kazuma, and IRL would be like an 8.5 out of 10. Create Water is just an easy 7 out of 10 ability for Kazuma. You can just use this to hydrate yourself, just like what Kazuma does. I mean, if you really think about it, you can make your own water company because it's supposed to be pure and clean water. The only problem is that how much can you produce of this water? Because you can't spam these skills because they scale on how much mana you can produce. But if it were limitless, you could be rich off this. So I'll just say like 7.5 out of 10. But if it was limitless, 10 out of 10 ability. Kazuma uses freeze to either troll or to help him in combat. It's not completely OP because you're not going to immediately freeze someone unless you stack water. It's like a 6 out of 10 skill for Kazuma, but for IRL, generally how would you use this? Like, I can only think of ways to troll this ability, so like a 5 out of 10. Fireball, it's literally in the name, not much to say. Kazuma uses Tinder more than this ability anyways, so like 5 out of 10. And for IRL, I would say this is like a 4 out of 10, only because Tinder is just the better version. Then you have Lightning, which just summons a Lightning Bolt. Kazuma can barely use it anyways, because it would just drain most of his mana. So it wouldn't be worth to use it anyways. 3 out of 10, and IRL, like, this could be good for certain things, like if it's possible to harvest that energy from the lightning, then this could definitely help with future technology. So I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. Flash is just blinding the opponent. I mean, this ability is just too good for sneak attacks. Like, you can't avoid it when Kazuma is there. I would say this is a 7 out of 10 skill, but IRL, you can just be a jackass and troll people. I don't see any other good use for it, so 4 out of 10. Unlock, which allows you to open any lock or unseal any object. That's literally an insane ability. You could literally open up a bank safe like it's nothing. I know Kazuma uses it when he goes to dungeons, and I can tell it helps so far. So I would say this is an 8.5 out of 10 for Kazuma. IRL, this gotta be like 6 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10. Because unless you are a criminal, I want to see how you could use this to benefit you. Teleport. And the way it's used is that it transports up to 4 targets to a marked location. Each user can have 3 marked locations for teleportation. Do you know how crazy this ability is? Especially for Kazuma? Kazuma literally been to heaven. Dude can literally teleport himself and you to the afterlife. And it has no wind up too, so it's just in an instant. This is why Kazuma Solo is your favorite verse.
Hot damn!
But yeah, for Kazuma, this is getting like a 9 out of 10. It would be 10 out of 10 if it had infinite mark locations, and IRL, it would be a 10 out of 10. Explosion Magic. Oh my goodness, I was so shocked finding out Kazuma was able to use this skill. Bro, when I was rewatching the season 3, they were foreshadowing Kazuma's explosion. Like, I didn't expect a pendant to matter that much. This might be glazed to you guys, but this is a 10 out of 10 for me. If it was a tier list, I would say Z tier. But when it comes to IRL, yeah, this is like a 1 out of 10. Like, you are dying with this skill. And what point would you use this for? To nuke a whole generation? Drain touch.
Would you please let me suck it out?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this skill can only be good against people that doesn't have high vitality or are undead. But it's still a good skill because you're draining HP and mana. Also, it goes at a fast rate, so someone could actually die from it if Kazuma isn't careful with how much he drained from someone. For Kazuma, I would say it's a 7 out of 10 skill. The only problem is that he has to be touching the person to activate this, and there's like certain limits for it to work well. IRL usage would be 1 out of 10 because you're just draining someone's life force like a succubus. Bow and snipe are just helping you be an archer. Kazuma uses it a decent amount of time, so I would say 6 out of 10, but for IRL, it could be 8 out of 10 if you plan on being a bowmaster or something. Foresight is a good one. It's not seeing through the future, but you can see far distance, unless you have night vision. This is very good for Kazuma when he has thief abilities on top of that. 7.5 out of 10 for Kazuma, and for IRL, this is like a nice 8 out of 10, because it helps with vision, and you can see in the dark. Like, that's so goated. I didn't even know Kazuma had a healing power. So yeah, it can instantly heal a person wounds. 4 out of 10 for Kazuma, because he rarely even uses this, and for IRL, this would be an 8.5 out of 10. Like, if you can heal wounds, you can just be a medic, bro. Vengeance is basically directing or indirecting damage on a person. Like, what? Bro, you could be an MMA fighter and this would be so OP. Kazuma, this is like an 8 out of 10. IRL is like a 6 out of 10. For someone who engages in combat, would probably be 10 out of 10. But I have no enemies. I'm not fighting nobody. Eyes of Providence is to see ghosts. I guess for Kazuma it would be useful, but having this IRL would be so trash. Like, it would be like that one dude from Psyche K seeing all the ghosts everywhere. So Kazuma has like a 5 out of 10 and IRL is just 1 out of 10. Bro, why does Kazuma have Ultra Instinct? What the?
Hot damn!
Auto evade is only good when it comes to having really high luck. So obviously for Kazuma it's gonna be goated. So it would be like a 9 out of 10 skill. But IRL, this would solely depend on how lucky you are. And that's some trash. Plus, you only need this skill when any attack is coming your way. So unless you're fighting someone, this skill is not that crazy. So 5 out of 10. Set trap ability, just increasing the power of a trap. It's nothing crazy. 5 out of 10 for Kazuma and 2 out of 10 for IRL, because who is setting traps up to do a lot of damage on someone. Create Earth Golem is literally a golem being summoned from the ground. This is a 7 out of 10 skill for Kazuma. IRL, the only problem is that it can lose control, like that one ugly bastard that made the golems, and they can come from different sizes and shapes. But I'm not sure if Mana is really relied on making these golems, so if it wasn't that, then I would say 9 out of 10 skill, but if it is, 6.5 out of 10. Deadly Backstab is just a one-tap kill move to use on someone when being undetected. Yeah, this is like a 9 out of 10 skill for Kazuma. IRL, this is like 1 out of 10. Like, bro, I'm not killing anybody in GTA 6, bro. Eavesdrop is to hear conversations from a distance. This is for sure helpful for Kazuma to gather intel. 6 out of 10. But IRL, bro, I don't need to eavesdrop anybody. I'm just gonna hear about random gossiping or drama from having that activate. So 4 out of 10. Lip reading. Kazuma uses this while stacking foresight so he can tell what a person is saying from a distance. Another 6 out of 10 for Kazuma. But IRL, this can actually be a good skill, where you can probably content farm off reading lips. So I'm gonna give this like a 7.5 out of 10. The cook skill is just making you better at cooking. Very helpful for Kazuma, 7 out of 10. IRL usage would be 9 out of 10. You could probably be the best chef with this skill. The final ability, which is Blacksmith. And it can help you with inventing items like lighters, armor, and even condoms.
My popular phase begins.
But yeah, this would be so free if you had this skill IRL. So for Kazuma, it's definitely 8.5 out of 10. And it's also at 8.5 out of 10 for IRL usage. Now, out of all the abilities, if I had to choose, it would definitely be teleportation. Because once I go to Japan, instead of teleport spawn there, I can literally go from where I live straight to Japan. And this could go with any other country. But yeah, guys, that'll be it. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what's your favorite color as always. I'll see you in the next video. I went to go play against the Konosuba character. What is this, bro? What the heck? Obviously this is Megumin, so what the?
I'm just giving out a quick shout out to Hin 0777 Dan Cruz.